back to Mos Pelgo Props. It's Christmas Eve. I hadn't planned on putting in another video before the first of the year, but I wanted to go ahead and share something that I've been pretty passionate about. I started this project back in June of this year, and I really wanted to highlight some of the things that I've done with this particular project. To me, it's pretty cool. You may like it, you may not. And just to give you some backstory, I had located 2 engine housings at a surplus salvage yard that we have in the north end of our county. This guy who owns it has been amassing old scrap from military vehicles and things like that that have been demilitarized over the last 50 years. I seen these 2 engine housings, is what they turned out to be, from an aircraft, and I thought, God, those would make a great Star Wars prop. I went ahead and made him an offer. He sold them to me extremely cheap, and I brought him home not knowing exactly what I was going to build, but they look Star Wars to me. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through. I did document my build from the beginning, took pictures of it here and there as far as from when I brought them home, when they were cleaned up, the items or things that I'd added to them, weathering and things like that. But before I go and jump into that, I wanted to say thanks to Dennis from the Black Market Outpost. I did not mention him in my first video. He is one of the amazing builders that really kind of shaped the way I got into this hobby. Even though I had been building props for a little while beforehand, it was just kind of a hobby. And I really wanted to say thanks to Dennis. He's one of the other YouTubers that I follow regularly, and he does amazing work. So without going into anything else, other than have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, let's go into that build and I'll talk you through it, and we'll see you after the new year. Merry Christmas. Here's what they looked like in their original condition when I found them at the scrapyard. From there, I brought them home and I power washed them, got them prepared to go ahead and do some Star Warsification to them. And I decided I was going to go ahead and get some stencils, which I did locate a stencil on Etsy. It was an Orabish or Galactic Basic stencil, and I went ahead and shot some lettering on the side that looked, to me, really cool. And I also added a red stripe. Here's the final version of the stenciling, with a red stripe in the lettering. I also added some blaster damage that you can see in the photograph as well. I constructed the box, or the platform, for my bench out of marine grade plywood. I constructed the cushions made from foam floor mats. Thanks, James Cully from the Ribble Base build. When you did your Millennium Falcon build, that gave me a great idea to how to proceed with my build. I colored the cushions with Rust-Oleum fabric and vinyl satin in tan. It's flexible, and I applied 3 coats. It gave it that Star Wars feel. To weather the cushions, I used Nye clean grease and clean dirt, and afterwards used a flat sealer. Once I completed the cushions, I went ahead and applied them with rubber cement, just like James Cully did with his build. I constructed my control panel on the end of the bench, made it of MDF plywood, and I also, for the center control point, I used a laundry detergent cap and some other greeblies. The graphics that were applied to the control panel were designed by Ada Morin at Fabworks, and they're also sold on Etsy by Derek at Viney's Props. I designed an engine exhaust grate made out of MDF and plexiglass. I sanded it with 200 grit and went ahead and backlit it with RGB lights from Amazon. Most of the weathering on this project was done with Nye clean grease and clean dirt. It's a special effects makeup that actually works great for weathering projects. I ended up going back to the scrapyard and I located some old armored vehicle speakers that I shot in Republic Yellow, or to everybody else, Caterpillar Yellow, and went ahead and weathered them. You'll see that I added some braided hoses to add that special Star Wars feel to it. There's also another braided hose that I bought at the surplus place when I went there and got the speaker boxes. I purchased some RGB lighting that covers all the color spectrum off of Amazon, and that's added to the project as well. My last video I had showed that special effects light that looks like fire. That was added to the engine exhaust to give it that engine idling feel. And there's that sight glass that I purchased off Amazon. It's going somewhere on this project. I concealed some other RGB lights that I could change to a cobalt blue color. It gave that coaxium look, or hyperfuel, that gave it another special touch. And there you have it. This is the progress I've made so far with my dropship engine bench. I want to thank everyone again, even though I've only put out one video, for all the amazing support I've gotten with my YouTube channel. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will continue to post updates on this and other builds once the new year starts. Thanks again for following Mos Pelgo Props. Have a Happy New Year.